Let's talk about the writer strike, what the market is looking like right now for independent filmmakers in the global entertainment industry. We have three questions to answer. One, what are the opportunities, especially based on the Cannes Film Festival that just happened recently? Two, how is the writer strike either hindering or creating some new opportunities, unlikely, for independent filmmakers to get their films out there? And then three, what is the best advice for sustaining yourself as an independent filmmaker when times like this happen? Let's get started. So, according to my research, and this is mainly based on what has happened with this year's Cannes Film Festival in France, there's a slower pace to getting an official answer from distributors about whether or not they're going to purchase the rights to your film. And that's if you actually showcase at the Cannes Film Festival. So there's this balance of there's not enough films being showcased because of what we're going to talk about soon. But then there's also a case of there are a couple of scripts that people are very interested in, so they have a longer short list and they are taking their time, their sweet time, to go over the scripts carefully and really make a strong decision about what they think is going to be a cash crop for them. A specific quote from the Hollywood Reporter says that there's less pre-buying happening currently than there was before. The markets that are struggling the most are South America, which includes Brazil, and surprisingly to me, the United States. The good news, the promising news, is that buyers are very eager to see particularly very out-of-the-box, innovative, and younger audience targeting films. So if you're in that category, especially if this is for independent filmmakers, you're usually avant-garde, thinking out of the box. This is a ripe moment for you to get the attention of a distributor. In case you're watching this and you don't know what the Cannes Film Festival is, here's a very, very quick breakdown. It is one of the largest film festivals in the entertainment industry, and it's pretty much an equalizer. Anybody from a Joe Schmo, a Jane Doe, to one of the most famous actresses, directors in Hollywood can showcase a film to be picked up for distribution. It is also an amazing once-in-a-lifetime networking opportunity for those in the film industry, especially those who are up and coming, independent filmmakers included. Obviously, best case scenario, it is a chance to hopefully sign a multi-million-dollar contract with a distributor based on how well your film performs at the festival. And it is free press and marketing from journalists who are covering the festival, especially if the audience really, really resonates with your film, or best case scenario, if you win the Palme d'Or, which is the grand prize of the festival. And so you know, short films are just as accepted as traditional long-form films to be submitted for consideration. Now, before you get to someplace like the Cannes Film Festival, how does one as an independent filmmaker get their film created? How do they fund their project in the first place? There are three ways. Number one, crowdfunding, which is more your locus of control. You can ask friends, families, and others to contribute to this project and get it funded that way. Number two, you can apply for grants, which is a little bit in your control, halfway there, depending on how strong of a proposal you write to the foundation or the organization that is issuing out the grant. And then number three, you can go to a private investor, someone individually who will sponsor your film, which is a great segue to a class that I am now teaching on Skillshare. This is not only for independent filmmakers, but any entrepreneur in the nonprofit sector, in any other kind of startup sector, who is trying to bootstrap, figuring out a way to finance themselves and keep their businesses sustainable. Skillshare is offering 1 free month subscription to anyone who enrolls in my class using the link that's on the screen and the link that's in the description box of this video. So make sure you sign up ASAP.
It allowed me to just kind of get a lot of things off my chest and to really, I guess, paint the picture that I need to, right? And from the questions you asked me, from the feedback you've given me, I could tell that this could help me get to the next level.
Now, the writer strike. How does the writer strike play into all of this? Well, there's already reports that some films that have showcased already in the Cannes Film Festival, for example, are being shut down because they can't continue. They're in active production even while showcasing during these festivals, but because the writers are on strike, they're picketing, they can't continue with filmmaking. Additionally, that means there are fewer films for distributors to consider, and they're complaining about that. They are upset that due to the writer's strike, there's not a longer enough list of films for them to consider and to gauge where they're going to go in terms of their strategy. I'm thinking that if you're both a writer and a director for your independent film, that you might be in the sweet spot where you don't have to worry about the writer's strike, unless you are showing solidarity and support with the rest of the guild members, and that is totally fine. It is up to you, but I'm just putting that thought out there. Now, let's say that you are one of the lucky filmmakers who is able to sit down and have a conversation at the negotiating table with a distributor in this current climate, writer's strike and everything else included. What is the chances of you getting paid, and how soon can you expect to get paid? This all depends on the bargaining power of both parties, and most likely if you're an independent filmmaker, the distributor has way more leverage than you because they're much more well-known, they're established, and you're probably just getting started. Distributors are only going to ask to lease your film if they are sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're going to get a return on investment, that they're going to receive some kind of profit for paying for those rights. When you're negotiating these deals, sometimes, best case scenario, you can negotiate in advance where they pay you some portion in the beginning before you also get additional royalties on the back end. Lesser best case scenario is that you get a profit sharing deal where you only make money as the film continues to generate revenue. But if a distribution company decides to sign you on and makes that kind of deal, they probably believe that you are going to get that revenue in. So it's still a good deal, but you just have to wait for the payment on the back end. Now, what is the best strategy moving forward for you as an independent filmmaker, given everything that we discussed in this video? I mean, you may want to just decide to fully produce, fully distribute, and fully in control of the finances for your film. That leaves out distributors, that leaves out investors. That's just you going full throttle, providing the funding yourself to get the film not only made, but out there in the world to be seen. The Blair Witch Project, even though that was back in the day, 1999, is the quintessential and most successful example of this. It cost approximately 60 grand to produce the film, and it was produced independently, and it grossed, I believe, way over $200 million in 1999. And this again is probably why you want to enroll in my Skillshare class, because I do offer you some tips on doing a fundraising event for your independent film, for your entrepreneurial project. Don't forget to go to the link on the screen right now, and the link is in the description box of this video for you to check out. Don't forget that Skillshare is offering you 1 free month subscription if you sign up to my class. And to end it all, I just want to say, I hope that the writers get their fair share. I hope that they are able to support themselves financially during the strike. And I hope that moving forward in the future, more independent filmmakers, especially those who are Black women, get the exposure that they deserve. Until the next video, guys, hope this helps. See you soon.